Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Huck. Today I am doing my July reading predictions. So all of the books that I am predicting I will be in the mood to read in July. But also it is a bit of a TBR for the middle grade magic readathon. Kara from Wild Book Garden is one of the hosts for this readathon, and I saw her announcement video on her channel, which I will link her video down below that has all of the information about this readathon. It is in like mid-July. I don't remember the exact dates, but all of the information is in her video. But it is a readathon that is all for reading middle grade books. I haven't really been doing a lot of readathons this year, or pretty much any readathons really, but one of my goals for the year was to read more middle grade, and so this seemed like the right readathon to do this year since it is going to be helping out one of my goals. So first of all, I just want to talk about a couple of books that I am thinking I'm probably going to read this month that are not for the readathon, and then I'll talk about some of my options for readathon books. So the first book that I have is The Queen of Blood by Sarah Beth Durst. This one I have already started reading and I am really liking it, so this is definitely going to be read in July. And this one is about a girl who lives in a magical world where there are nature spirits for different elements, but all of these nature spirits want to kill humans pretty much. So it's a very dangerous world, but there are people in this world who have magic to control or manipulate or influence these nature spirits. The most powerful person is the queen of this land, but our main character at a very young age finds out that she also has an affinity for influencing these nature spirits, and so she goes to learn more about how to use that power, but then I think we learn that there is a deeper corruption going on in this world that she gets involved in. And so far I am really enjoying this. I am about 20% of the way into this book and I am liking it a lot. I like the very naturey setting of it, so I'm definitely going to be reading this first thing in July. Then next I have a duology that I want to read in July. The first one is The Savage Song and the second is Our Dark Duet, both by Victoria Schwab. So this is her YA series that takes place in a world where when you do something bad or you do something evil, that evilness turns into a physical monster, I think, and then the severity of what you did determines what kind of monster and how powerful that monster is. One of the main characters is human and one of the main characters is one of these monsters, and it deals a lot with this idea of like what makes a monster, what is truly monstrous, and how much do you get to decide who you're going to be and how monstrous you will be. And so I have been trying to read more of Victoria Schwab's books, so this is the next series by hers that I want to get to, and I'm thinking I will probably read at least The Savage Song, but I would like to just read both of these since I have both of these on my shelf this month. And I also am hoping that I will get to read Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. I don't have this book yet, but I just read Strange the Dreamer in June, and I didn't know how to feel about Strange the Dreamer, but I want to read the next book to kind of figure out how I feel about the first book, if that makes any sense. Because the way it ended, I hated the ending of Strange the Dreamer, but it's the kind of ending that really leads into the next book, so I need to read the next book to kind of figure out how I feel about the ending of the first book. But I have ordered the second book, it's on its way, and hopefully I will get it in time that I'll be able to read it in July. So now on to the middle grade books for the middle grade magic readathon. Now this is less of like a TBR because I don't think I'm going to read all of these, but more just like a bunch of middle grade books that I'm interested in and that I might read. Most of these are going to also be audiobooks because most of them I don't own physically, but I can get audiobooks of, so I'm probably going to be listening to them as audiobooks, but I wanted to tell you about some of the ones that I am thinking of reading. And some of these will fulfill a few of the reading challenges, but I'm probably not going to be doing all of the challenges for this readathon because I am very much a mood reader and I'm just going to kind of read whatever sparks my interest, whether it matches the challenges or not. But most of these will definitely be able to fulfill the first challenge, which is to read a middle grade book in your favorite genre. My favorite genre is fantasy, and pretty much I think all of these are fantasy books. So that'll work out. The first book that I have is The Girl Who Drank the Moon. This is one of the few ones that I do have in physical copy. This is about there's a village that thinks that they have to sacrifice children to a witch that lives in the forest. The witch doesn't want children sacrificed to her. She doesn't know why they keep leaving kids out there, so she takes them and takes care of them and I think finds them new homes. But she usually feeds them starlight. One child, she accidentally feeds the child moonlight, and that child I think develops magical powers, and then that kind of sets the story off. And I'm really interested in seeing where this one goes. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Then I also have The Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan. This is one that I do have the physical copy, but I probably will be listening to the audiobook of this. This is his series that is about Egyptian gods, and it's I think the only one by him that I haven't read yet. Then I have Inkspell by Cornelia Funk. This is the second book in the Inkheart trilogy. I read the first book a couple of months ago and really liked it, so I want to continue the series. This one I also will probably be listening to the audiobook even though I have the physical book. Next I have Disenchanted by Megan Morrison, which is a Cinderella retelling. It's the second book in the Time series, I think. I read the first book in June and really liked it, and so I want to read the second one as well, and this one I would definitely be listening to on audiobook. I also might listen to Arusha and the End of Time by Roshani Chakshi. This is one that I feel like a lot of people know about. It's one of the Rick Riordan Presents imprint books, and it's one that I've been meaning to get to for a while, so I think I might try to read this one as well. And the last one that I want to mention is Doll Bones by Holly Black. This one, I have been reading a lot of Holly Black books recently, and I think this is a middle grade. I don't think it's a YA book. I'm not totally sure, but I don't really know what this one is about. I just know that I can get the audiobook, and I have been listening to a lot of audiobooks of Holly Black's, and I really like them, so I wanted to get to this one this month also. So those are all of the books that I'm interested in reading for July. If you're interested in participating in the middle grade magic readathon, check out Kara's video that I've linked below. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, bye.